All right, now we're live on YouTube. So, guys, I would like to ask you guys to introduce yourself so we can know a little bit more about each other. So, Grego, could you start? What can I say about you?
Yep. Hi guys. I'm Gregor. I'm 25 years old, turning 26 in the next 2 weeks. Um, I'm studying front-end development, and nowadays my hobby it's been going to the gym, studying English, and I guess that's it. What about you, Madu? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi guys, I'm Maria Eduarda, but people call it Madu. I'm 27. I'm in São Paulo right now because of my work, and I'm here in Talk to improve my English because I want to work for companies that is not just in Brazil, like Latam or Europe. And also, I don't have so much hobbies. I try to find some specific hobby right now, but I like to watch movies sometimes cooking and made some art by handmade. So it's just that. And you, Vanessa?
Good evening. Um, I'm Vanessa. I'm 29 years old. I'm living in Sorocaba. It's a city near from São Paulo, maybe 2 hours by car. I'm home office, so I'm living in this year in Sorocaba, but maybe 2 years ago, yes, I think it's 2 years ago, I stay on Paraná and I changed my home sometimes because the home office is very good for that. I'm married, I have two pets. Their names, it's so funny, Empada and Pipoca, food names. So I have a company. I created my company maybe 2 years ago about financial education. I have students in other countries. It's because that I need to learn English and improve my English. In my free time, I like to go to the parks to have contact with the nature, do trails in the nature, visit waterfalls too, read books. For me, it's very nice. I'm a vegetarian, so I like to cook like Maria say. And yes, I think it's that. And
All
about
right, very nice.
you, sorry.
Juliano?
Of course. Good evening, guys. My name is Juliano. I am 21 years old. I study science and technology, and my hobbies are reading manhwas, listen music, things like that. And I wanna learn English because I wanna use the English in a future job like IT writer, development system, things like that, and to understand movies, series, native people, things like that. So I think that's all about me.
All right, very nice having you all here tonight. And of course, I'm El Tavares. I'm from São Paulo, capital. I like to study languages. I intend to work with them in the future. I really like to travel when that's possible, just as Vanessa. Change of the vibe, the life, not to stay at the same place always. For me, it's kind of boring. But I really love dogs, especially animals in general, but dogs, they have my heart. And let me see, I think that's it. I really like doing handmade things, just as Maria. And that's it, I think. So, guys, just telling some things about the platform. Here, Talking Talk is a platform where we can practice English, Spanish, Italian, French, and Mandarin. In the future, we'll be able to practice other languages too. And here's a safe place to make mistakes. So, we're not here to judge anybody. We are here to make mistakes, to learn, and of course to have this conversation, informal conversation here, so we can improve ourselves. And of course, I'm not a teacher, so I'm not going to teach you anything, but everybody's going to learn a lot from each other. I'm sure of that. So and of course, just to remind you guys, this is a conversation 100% in English. Of course, we can say some words in Portuguese if that's necessary. That's totally fine, but it's mainly in English. So, as I said in the beginning, today's topic is love, and an interesting theme. So, let's start with the first question. Madu, that's it. Can you read and answer the first question?
Yes. Do you believe love is something that needs to be worked on, or should it happen naturally? I think that romantic love maybe needs to start uh, naturally. It's not something that we need to work on, but when it started and like it became a relationship, you need to work on because you get in touch with the some problems, and we need to work on this if you have if you feel truly love for this person. But I think is that at the beginning I believe is naturally, but in the process we need to work on.
Mm-hmm. And can you choose somebody to answer the same question?
Juliana.
Okay. I don't know. I think it's worked on and happen naturally. For me, it's I don't know. Maybe it's almost the same thing because I think it's a process. You are the love happen of natural way. I think maybe all kinds of love. First, you know a people, you meet a people, and after it's a process until you real love this person, and another kinds of love, a mother love from mother to your son, I think it's it's I don't know, the it's different kind of love. I think it's uh when she's pregnant, she had the love, it's different. I don't know, it's a process. It's like it's a process, but it's different. So I think the love happens the natural way, but I think for me it's more easier to talk about a relationship, but uh other kinds of love, it's more harder for me, but I think it's natural way in most of cases, but it's I maybe has a little bit about work. I don't know, work it on,
I know.
it's
Yeah, and it's something really interesting that you mentioned it about these different types of love between a mother and um, and her child. That can be one love that, of course, I know there are some important things about it, because I know there are some mothers that they don't really feel this love, but they build this. But in general, I can say about this whole process in general as a really natural love. And of course, talking about this relationship between a person that we've met after, of course, that can be something just like Maria for me. It's natural at the beginning, and then of course with the as the time goes by, we need to work on it every day so we can have a strong and great relationship with them. So Juliano, still about this, have you ever fall in love before? Did you have this experience any time?
yes, I fall in love. Now I'm dating, so I already feel this kind of love, and I can agree with this happen naturally because the first step you are meeting, knowing this person, and you are become more close of these people. The connection is more strong in one moment, and after you can see you are really loving these people, so, and I think it's a good feeling. As I said before, it's totally different because I always had this kind of question in my mind, like how the love is the same love, but maybe it's different, but I don't know. But now I can see better about this kind of love, and maybe one day when I become father, I can see this love about the other way, because it's different love. I gonna be father, so it's other way to love. So it's good. I learn about it.
Yeah, I see. And what's your opinion on this, Vanessa? Are you mother of pets? I don't know. Do you know?
For me, I agree with you, Mel and Maria, about the first of all. I think the love it's a nature process, but after all people need to understand each other and grow the respect, the communication. For me, it's very important. But don't believe in unconditional love because sometimes I feel that all love need two conditions. For example, respect, like I said, and communication too. And I think it's the same in relations in, for example, mother and son, father and son. And I think it's that because sometimes a lot of toxic people like say, I am your father, you need to respect me, but the father doesn't respect anyone. And I think the love need to these characters, and I think the love don't be unconditional because all things have to do this respect and communication like that.
Mm-hmm. I see your point about reciprocity, right? Having this
Yes.
everybody respect everybody, and that can really work on. So I see your points. And what's your point of view on this, Grego? Do you agree with the guys?
Yeah, I agree with you guys said about this question, and also love is a feeling. So, as a feeling, we need to how to learn how to deal with it. Of course, we need to work on it because we love is a feeling that's a natural feeling, but at the same time, we don't know how to love, so we it's something new to us. Every love is new, so you need to learn how to work on it.
Mm-hmm. I see. And about number two, do you believe that love can last forever? Grego, still.
I do believe love can last forever, and but it changes and all the time, and sometimes we are so stick with the initial idea that we can see that the love changed, and unfortunately sometimes we think that the love is gone, but it's still there, so in a different way.
Mm-hmm. I do agree with you at that point. Like, for example, talking about the relationship, if these two people, for any reasons, just stop being together, it doesn't mean that love is gone. It just changed of form, maybe, but they still love each other in a great way, not in a relationship way, but just being friends. It doesn't mean they stopped loving each other. So I see your point, and I do believe like that too. I don't know, maybe of course love can last forever, but as the question says, it can, but it doesn't happen all the time. So it's not all the time in every situation that it lasts forever. And let's see, what do you think, Madhu, about this question? Do you believe it?
Yes, I believe it. As Gregor said, it's not like I love so much the entire my life at the same way. I believe that this love changed, and also I believe that not everybody feels the love in the same way. So there's some difference in how we express this love. So sometimes we think that we love less than another just because this difference. But I believe that love can last forever, especially, for example, in romantic relationships. Is one type of love, but for example, with my dogs, I love my dogs forever. Even I will be really older. I remember my legal dogs when I was a kid. So love can last forever.
Yeah. And how do you feel like in that case, does it change? Does it change like your love for your dogs, or no? It's just the same every moment.
For me, it's just the same. I I remember my pets since I was a kid, and if I saw a photo, it's like, oh, I remember this specific moment, and I feel the emotions. So I think in this specific for me is the same.
No, see. And as you said, there's this memory that we have from people, from moments, right? And sometimes we just don't realize how important a moment is until it become a memory. So sometimes we
Yes,
are in this moment, we are living it, but we don't give so much value to it until it's a memory. So I unfortunately no, and I know I think everybody have this kind of thoughts sometimes, but it's part of life. So it's necessary for us to improve, to live life in a better way. I'd say sometimes we don't
yes,
understand the reasons, but then we occasionally find out some reasons. And what's your point of views on this, Vanessa? Do you believe that it can last forever?
I think yes, but how I said have conditions, and these conditions is like a respect and communication, and I think this love will change along of time and will growing. For example, I have a relationship with my husband. I was maybe started 5 years ago. I really don't remember. I'm not so good with the datas, but the love is in the start when I started my relationship is very different than now. It's better. It's more big than there before. So I think it's good, and I think it can last forever like that. Just if the respect and communication continuing.
Mm-hmm. And you said about your relationship. Do you think like staying the way that it is now, do you think that can last forever or anytime that can change?
Um, I think it will last forever because it's the first time in my life that I feel the real love. Because in my all my life I have some difficulty with emotions, but I've discovered that I feel love maybe 4 years ago. I started with my relationship maybe in the first year, and after this year I said to my husband, "Oh, I know that I love you." So in the before I never feel like that in other relationships like that.
Nasi, that's so deep what you said. So
Yes.
interesting, actually.
Yes.
And how's that for you, Juliano? Do you believe it?
Yes, I believe so, but maybe I don't know, can be can have different levels and different ways to show, because you can find different ways to show your love, uh, because you are everybody uh, are getting older, so you can, I don't know, if you have a relationship 5 years, 6 years, you can find out different ways to show your love for another person. So I think if it can last forever, and you can find out different ways to love, to show, you know. I think that's it.
Mm-hmm. So interesting. And you said about this love language. I think that's the name in English. And which ones do you know, or have you had this contact with? Like, I know there's like quality of time, something like that. Which ones do you know more?
About ways to
Yeah.
show. So I really don't know yet about, because I think when I think about my answer here, I was think Now I am 21 years old, and I am with my girlfriend until 5 years. Today do 5 years now, 5 months, 5 months. Today do 5 months. So I think I don't know, from 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, we are gonna find out different ways to show the love, because we are getting older, so the experience, the thoughts gonna change, but the love lasts forever. But maybe looks other ways to show the love, the of course respect always, but I think have the other ways, because you are getting older, so you'd find out other ways, you have more experience, you're gonna do other things, so I think uh it changes the ways, but I don't know w- uh what exactly, because I don't pass for it yet, it's what I believe, but I don't know.
Yeah, no problem. That's great that you said about it, about this maturing process, I'd say, about how relationships can change over the time, over time. And of course, not the of course the ones who were already there, and the new people that we get to know during our life goes by. Maybe that can change our way of living, just having this possibility to get to know and changing our gustos. Like, oh, in the beginning I was really into talking about having friends that were really cool and go that went to many parties, but now I'm in the phase that I just want somebody to read with me, this kind of change. And
Yes,
Grego, go ahead.
that's just it. I agree with you.
Yeah, this is a great point. And Grego, about this third question, can you read it and answer?
Yep. Do you think everyone needs a romantic partner to be happy? I don't think so. And I don't think everyone likes romantic person as well, because they can be ugly sometimes. And I don't think everyone's like that. But I believe that people should experience a romantic person, and see what you can learn from that relationship as well. So this is my point of view. I don't think everyone needs, but if someone have the opportunity to have it, why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this experience can bring so many new information, new lessons for us, right? So, still about Grego, do you think if you had this in your life, what do you think is one of the greatest lessons that a person can learn about this relationship, being in a relationship?
Um, It's complicated to say, but in my case, in my point of view, I would say the principal lesson that you can learn is about what you like from people, what you do like to do with people as well, what attracts you, for example, in a relationship, what kind of behaviors or things that you really like and things that you don't like. For example, if you like to receive gifts, or if you like, or if you aren't a gift person, if you like touching, and those kind of stuff that includes in a relationship. So I guess with every relationship, you can learn that about boundaries and behaviors. But this is what I think. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah, about being truly who we are, right? Not maybe changing the way we are just to fit or in the person's expectations, but really be honest with ourselves and with ourselves and with them too. because it's not just one person that can have this a relationship. It's about two more people, and of course having this possibility to be truly who you are. That can be really great for build a great and strong relationship, as you said.
Yeah.
So that's it. And what's your point of views on this, Vanessa? Do you think that somebody can be truly fulfilled without experience it?
Um, I think yes, it's very good to follow this way, but I think it's very nice when the relationships growing together in the same goal, for example. And for example, oh, I like so much parties, and every weekend I'm stay there, and my partner is just in my home, just reading books. Do you understand? It's this. Different way, and sometimes this will distance for the people, and it's not a problem do the different things, but if the relationship goes with the same direction, can grow and can conquistar, I don't remember when I say that, conquistar,
Achieve.
goals. Yes, and grow to the same direction like that. For example, me and my husband like to watch um, videos about philosophy. And for me and my husband, it's very amazing. Sometimes on weekends, I go to the shopping, I go to the nature, and this content. It's very nice when the partner, when with you, say the do in this same direction like that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And especially, of course, talking about these main values in life. Because talking about this. Okay, if you have 1 centimeter of
Mhm.
distance now of your values, for example, a huge thing about your values, but today it's just a few centimeters, but then in the long time it will become
Yes.
kilometers of distance of each other.
Yes, and sometimes all it's living in your world and just living in your world, and don't share the life, the real life with other. For me, it's not good in a long time. Like you said, it's very good to do the same things. It's not every same things, but most of the other things, it's very good.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And what's your thoughts on this, Giuliano?
About the number three.
Yeah, it's number 3, number 4.
Oh, no, for me. Uh, mm, I think you can achieve your goals without a partner, because you can live normally without other people. I think it's possible, but I think you can have a partner with you, you know. I think it's important too. I think we I don't want to say everybody needs, but I think uh everybody don't need to be alone too, you know. You can have someone to share experience, to be with you, you know. So I think that's it. I think uh you don't need to be alone, you know. You can, of course, you
Mhm.
can have friends, of course, but I think you it's different, you know. You have a partner for to be there when you achieve your goals, for grow up with you. I think it's important, but it's not but of course you can do the things without, but you can't have to, you know.
Mm-hmm. I understand actually, and it's crazy to think about this because, of course, talking about this, for example, I do believe that that people can feel fulfilled without experience romantic love, and I don't know, I feel like this is so much about the other people's expression about it, about being in a relationship. And of course, I do believe that, okay, if a person never um, had this experience and ate chocolate, they wouldn't miss it, you know. So that's something that I think maybe if a person never be in a relationship, maybe they cannot feel like they need to, because they've never been into one, so they don't have this necessity, you know. I don't know if that's work, but it's something to think about, let's say.
Yeah.
And what's your thoughts on this, Maria? Madu, do you think about number 4?
I think not. We don't need to be in a relationship to feel fulfilled. I believe that a relationship is if you are in love with someone and this relationship you think you feel you'll be happier if you are in this relationship. It's not like I need a relationship to be happy. You need to be happy with or without the relationship. But on the other hand, I believe that at one time in the life, everybody needs to experience some romantic love because it's a process and we mm, understand ourselves better when we are in touch with another persons and another situations. So I believe that we can be truly fulfilled without a romantic love, but it's good to experience at once.
Mm-hmm. I see your point, and yeah, that's something really interesting, and that's, I think, Grego said about, okay, we don't need that to live, but it's great for us to learn some things in life, to be able to understand different things that maybe without that we wouldn't understand at all. So about this connection with another persons, that's so deep, I'd say, having these thoughts. And Madhu, about the number, let me see, number 6. Can love change over time or should it remain the same? Do you feel like it can change? But of course, talking about specifically about a couple, for example, when they're 70, 80, do you think that from their early 40s from till their 80s, do you think that change specific in these two situations?
I think the love is the same, but the way we express our love is different because the situation and the environment is different. So we have different minds, different folks when we are younger, when we are older. So I believe that because of that, the love changes, but it not means that is less love. It means that you're different and your way to think and to express your feelings is different too.
Mm-hmm. And you said about being different. Do you believe about that ditado about the opposites se atraem or not? Do you think that works in a relationship?
I believe that some behaviors can be opposite, but the values can't be opposite. Like if I have some opinions about politics or about what I is my main values in my family, with my relationship with my friends, about respectful. I believe that these things can be opposite. They need to be close clothes. But for example, I like to use black clothes and I like to use orange clothes. This can be opposite. It's not like a big deal, but the values need to be very close.
No, sim. And what do you think about this, Vanessa? Do you believe that the opposite se atraem or not?
I think yes, I have a different opinion. But I agree with the values. Values is very important to have this contact and together. But sometimes I feel I'm very opposite than my husband. I'm very different than him. For example, I like to read books, and he don't doesn't like and don't care about that. And like movies, I like sci-fi movies, and he likes so much movies about action and uh, terror. What did I say that? I don't remember, but it's
Mhm.
terror. I'm very different than him in some cases, but my values and his values is very close, very near to understand. I think it's very important. Yes.
Mm-hmm. In these cases, these specific situations that you said, do you guys try to change each other, or do you are okay with that?
Sometimes, for example, in a week, we watch about sci-fi movies, and sometimes I choose other movies than my husband likes. So sometimes we trade the things for me and for him.
Okay, that's interesting because in some cases, some people can have this side of no, I want you to change to my gustos, so we can do what I like, not you. You know, so this way that you have this balance between balancing these things.
Yes, for me it's okay. I watched the other movies with him, and I just don't can do that with the food, just the food, because I'm vegetarian and I have restrictions in food too. And sometimes I need to do my food, and my husband to understand me eat the same food than me.
Let's see. But in this case, because it's a really strong thing, let's say being vegetarian, choosing to be vegetarian, that's not something silly. It's something really important actually. And do you guys are okay with that? Like he can eat what you eat, but you don't eat what he eats, basically.
Yes, yes. For example, when I go to the market, sometimes we bought meat, and my husband eats this meat and me not. And yes, I think like that, but I don't care about that. I'm very relaxing. It's my choice. It's not the choice of my husband. It's okay.
Yeah, that's so great to see this. And what do you think about this, Juliano? Do you think the opposite se atraem?
I think so, and I don't think so, because I think it depends. Because I think we tend to have connections in general with people that looks like us in some aspects, you know. So so you can, I don't know, be totally different in some aspects, but you can have some aspects in common with another, uh, you know, with another subject, things like that, the other theme. So, but I think not totally opposite, because the people need to have something in common to to have a connection. I think that's it in general. So it's the same for me. My girlfriend likes uh movies about I forget the name, romance, I like more horror movies, so but we have other things in common, so I think that she likes to read a lot of books, but I just like to read manhwas, I watch animes, and she doesn't like to watch anime. But we have other things in common. The values are some kind of talks, conversations, thoughts in general, you know. So but totally opposite, I don't know. I think it's more hard, you know. You, I think the people need to have something in common to have a connection, a strong connection, you know.
Yeah, I know, and I agree with you. People need to have something in common just to be in contact with each other, basically. Because why would I don't know, be in contact with somebody with different things that likes different things than me? I don't see any reason to do that, and I don't think
Yeah.
people usually do that. So we need to have something, anything. So
Yes,
I see your point.
I agree.
Very nice. And what do you think about this, Grego? Do you believe the opposite se atraem?
I don't think so. I don't know because I truly believe that it's a mix. For example, because as you guys said, there are some values that you share, but there are some values that are different as well. And but it's for everything. So we kind of have these situations about similar things and different things. For example, when we think about relationship, we kind of looking for someone that has like the same tastes, the same interest, the same activities, or something like that. But when you realize, when you, we realize that we are hanging out with someone or having a connection with someone, when we know more about this person, we see that there are a lot of different things going on. So I don't know if the opposites attract to each other, but I could say yes and no.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. And about this let me see, long distance relationship, Grego. Would you do that? Do you think that's great? That works? What's your point of view on this?
Sorry, can you repeat again? My neighbor made noise and I couldn't hear a word.
Yeah, no problem. What do you think about these long distance relationships? Would you be in one like that, or what do you think? Do you think it's great or not?
Growing up with MSN, we kind of had a lot of distance relationships, I could say. Uh, well, I know some case that really worked, and actually, one of my best friend, they are a couple. They know each other for about 10 years, but they started online. She's from Brasilia. He's from Espírito Santo, and it's been working this relationship, but my relationships, distance relationship, they didn't work just because at that back then I was kind of a teenager and I didn't know what I was doing. So can work if you put too much effort on it, but the effort will be more than the necessary, for example, because nowadays we have a lot of distractions and ways to know people. For example, those I don't know relation. I don't know about the term. Os aplicativos de relacionamento, for example. So it's complicated. It's been complicated nowadays to get to have a distant relationship, but it can work if the feeling is strong enough for that.
Mm-hmm. And you said you were a teenager while that was happening. And do you think there's a one specific age to start a relationship or not? Or at least one age that you say, no, it's not possible at this age, only beyond that. What do you think? People, you're muted. I don't know if you're saying something.
I was saying, well, I don't know. It's complicated. I never thought about it. I don't know. I need you guys to give me some tips about it because I don't know if I have the opinion, formal opinion for that.
All right. So let's see what Madhu think. What do you think about this? Uh, what's the word? Long distance relationship, and of course, if there's any specific age to start a relationship.
I believe that long distance relationship can survive, but as Gregor said, it's not for everyone. I think because we have different types of relationship and quality time. For example, there are people that enjoy a lot physical contact and being together and do everything together, and there are couples that like to do something separate. So depends on the behavior of this couple, but in our case, we need to put some effort in this relationship. And I believe that when you are in a long distance, we need to put some boundaries. For example, oh, I will be long distance relationship right now, but in 3 months we will see each other again. So we need to put these goals to not, oh, I'm going, I don't know how, where or when I will see you, bye bye, but I love you. I think this way can't work. And to start a relationship, I never thought about it, but remember me when I was a teenager. Maybe when I was 14, my mind is a little bit more strong. I don't know how to say, but before 14, I believe I was too young, and it's not like I'm not prepared for a relationship. I just have some crushes, and oh, I love someone, but 2 weeks after, I will never remember this person. So before 14, I think we are maybe immature and is start to feeling something like, oh, this person is attractive, I like it. It's not like a really strong relationship. It's just testing the situations.
Mm-hmm. I see. And let me see. I think like with the technology nowadays, it's easier for us to get in relationships by the internet, but at the same time, it's more important to to keep our eyes open about this because the other person, especially the young people nowadays, the children, the teenagers, that they have this access to the technology, to internet, so that can be really dangerous for them depending on what they're doing on that. So that's why parents could and should keep their eyes on them, but of course having this, leaving this privacy, and if they're feeling okay, not feeling okay, but if they're ready for that, and I'd say less, I don't know, I'd say more than 18 years. I don't know, before that it's too risky. We're not responsible for our actions, so that can be risky, I'd say. And what do you think about this question, Vanessa? Do you think the long distance relationship works, and about the age?
Okay, for me, it doesn't work, but I think it's for other people can works. Every people it's different but for me it doesn't work. But I have a fun situation with that. I met my husband on Tinder 5 years ago, and I started to start a conversation with him, and sometimes I don't care about this app. I had never used this app in my life. It's my first time, and the first time I met my husband. It's very uncommon to say. And in this year, my husband is started to live in São Paulo, but he's native from Rio de Janeiro, and sometimes he traveled to Rio de Janeiro. And when I started a relationship with him, I started to travel with him too, because I don't believe in this distance in relationship. For me, for me, it's not work, and it's strange because you can talk with just a screen in these people. For me, it's don't have contact, don't have any way. I think it's not doesn't working for me.
Let's see. And about the age, do you think something is specific about that?
I have crushes on my when I was a teenager, like Maria said, and I don't remember the names too, but I think it's very important, like you say, have a direction for the parents and control too, because it's very dangerous. Um, it's very dangerous for girls than boys in this in cases. So I think it's the better age. It's for example 18, 20. It's the started a relationship, but before that, for me, I am very immature, and I need to grow my mind and other things. For me, it's that.
Let's see. And what do you think about this, Juliano? About these two questions?
I think about the long distance. Maybe it works for some people, and maybe it doesn't work for other people. But I think it's more easier if the both people uh, have a relationship, and maybe one of them needs I don't know, do a travel, so it's possible keep it up the relationship. I think because uh they already was dating before, so I think it works. But maybe when you are in the beginning and you start a relationship uh with long distance, maybe it's more hard to work, I think. I don't know. But
Mm-hmm.
about the age, I think I don't know, 17, 18, from these ages, I think it's more secure. I don't know, because the people maybe has a good experience. It's almost adult, so have more, maybe have a good mind, things like that. I think it's more secure for the both, because for kids maybe it's not so secure. I don't know. I think it's more secure when the people is 18, 19, 20, 20, and maybe, I think, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I see your point, and I totally agree with you with that. So, guys, thank you very much for being here tonight. The time is almost done. So, I would like to thank you all, of course, and just say that I just sent the survey link on the chat. So, if you guys can, please just leave a comment telling how the conversation was for you. And we don't have more time, but I will ask a question for a few of you about what did you learn about the conversation. So, Grego, can you start? What did you learn tonight in the conversation?
Well, I learned new vocabularies about talking about love and romantic persons as well, and romantic relationship. It was really good. This kind of thing that I don't think normally. And thinking about it in English is even complicated because the words are in Portuguese and I'm trying to translate, but the structure is completely different. And it was hard today.
Yeah, this topic was really deep, and I'd say we could be talking about this for hours and hours because there's never an end. But I want to know now from Madhu, what did you learn tonight?
As Gregor said, there are some words that is completely different, so it's important, like truly fulfill it. I never say that if it is not right down here. And also, it's a different topic to think because we think about love, but we don't think about the structure and the ways to love that we have in our lives. So I like it.
Very nice, guys. So thank you very much again. And of course, if you guys want to be with me again, I have 2 immersions on Tuesdays. They are at 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. You guys are always very welcome. Vanessa, do you want to say something?
Ah, no, I turn off my volume and I don't listen to you. I think you are on mute. Sorry.
No problem. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again anytime. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
Have a
Bye
good